So, welcome back, viewers, to the Interruption Part 2. So, what's happened? We're about 90 minutes on from when the last battle ended. 4 Guardians had escaped off the battlefield. The Marines were unable to make a full killing and wipe out the Guardians. So, where have they gone? They've gone back to the craft world and they've alerted the Seers. Even apparently Eldrad has shown some interest in what is going on. So what do we have today? The Marines in that time managed to patch up a few of their number. No apothecary. So incredibly, the entire plasma team has been revived. So clearly not damaged, and the superhuman implants have made the difference. So a number of the captain's unit survived, and we managed to repair a bike and 2 scouts. However, the rest are dead. It's a depleted force, but it wasn't injured too bad. However, there's an ambush upon them. The Eldar coming from the north and the south. They've called upon the aspect shrines. So we've got 10 Dire Avengers, 5 Dark Reapers, and 5 dragons with fusion coming in from the south side. And into the north side, we have some scatter laser wind riders, some guardians. The leader of this force, a spirit seer with his bodyguard of Wraithblade, Warwalker, and some more guardians. So the aim of the game for the Marines is just to survive and then get someone off this battle grid. Will they survive? Will they consolidate their position? Will they go on the front foot? I guess that's down to Captain Ixion. We'll find out what happens as the dice tell the story. So, with it being an ambush, the Eldar get first turn. It's been aggressive. 5 dragons have pushed through this building, and they've used a battle focus token to prevent overwatch. Dark Reapers have popped up onto this rocky outcrop, which seems to be a clear tactic. Again, Dire Avengers have moved and staying in cover on this rocky outcrop, getting the higher ground. Over here, the Wind Riders have just kept themselves tucked away as a second phase. And as I said, Guardians have hit this high ground on the rocky outcrop. Wraithblades have advanced, and the Eldar Guardians, supported by the Warwalker, just tucked around this corner to get an angle on the bike. So let's move in to the shooting phase. So starting with the Fire Dragons, 4 fusion going into the Predator. I think we're going to use Armor of Contempt here. So we're going to use the command point. So 4 guns, 3 hits. Okay, strength 9. Now I can reroll that hit because I'm against the vehicle. So it's 4 hits. Strength 9, so it'll be 5s to wound, 2 wounds, and then I can reroll this. It's like 2 wounds at -4, getting cover, -3, armor contempt, -6, so 5 ups. Oh, fail both. This could be the end already. 5, 7 damage, so down to 4 wounds on the Predator Destructor. Eldar have clearly targeted this. Okay, and the Dragon misses, and the Exarch hits. Wins on 3. Again, 5 up save. No, and then this could D6. Yes, I think that's D6 plus 2. Quick check the rules, and it's Melter 3. So the Fire Pike Exarch. Fire Dragon Exarch does exactly what he needs to do. Does this blow up? No. So that is the end of the Destructor. So the Fire Dragons are now going to use their CP. So both armies no CP, and they're going to fire and fade D6. So they're just going to pop back behind the wall. Sneaky Eldar trickery. Okay. Onto the Dark Reapers then. So 4 shots going into the Librarian's unit in the middle. Okay, 2 hits. Strength tends to be 2s to wound. -2, so they are going to get cover. But both fail. So first one does 4, the second one does 4. 2 Marines are taken out. Early doors, 1, 2. The Eldar certainly mean business. And then the Reaper launcher. 9 shots. So 9 shots at the Tempest launcher. Dark Reapers never suffer. Strength 4. Okay, so doing and 3 up saves because I can cover. No problem there. Dire Avengers are out of range through the building there, so just come around to the other side and we'll shoot down from these Guardians. So into the Plasma Devastators. So 20 shots. Wounded on 4s. Wounding on saves of 3 up for cover. That is 1 dead plasma cannon. Bright Lance hits, wounds, 5 up save. No, that's another dead plasma cannon. Okay, we've moved around, and this War Walker is going to take line of sight onto the attack bike stroke ATV. So 3 shots from the Shuriken cannon. Just the 1 hit, and that will wound. That will be got cover, so that is a save. And then the Bright Lance hits. That's gone somewhere. That does wound. Cover, 5 up save. Oh yes, look at that. However, it was hit, so it's an additional AP now coming in from the Guardian. So Guardian Shuriken cannon. That's a lethal. Wounding on not that. So that's now -2, -1 for cover. So that's a failed save. That's 2 damage. So the ATV's down to 6. And then we're saying 4. 4 Guardians can get an angle. So 8 shots coming in. Seven hits. 5 to wound. -2, -1, 4 ups. So ATV is just taking 2 damage. So that has concluded the Eldar first turn as they spring their ambush. The Marines now either consolidate position, or do they try and move one way or the other? They just have to survive. They've got all the information. The Librarians sucked out all the information, all the data it can from these glowing objects, and now they just need to survive to get that back to the battle barge and the rest of the force waiting in orbit. So, Space Marines turn 1. So, Dire Avengers have been oathed, seen as a threat. So, the Captain and the Librarian has moved their squads into relative safety of this building. The scouts have been put into the assault doctrine. So, they've had a charge, and they have been missioned with getting rid of the fire dragons. The ATV stayed still, is happy in a bit of cover. Rhino's just moved over slightly to just get a bit closer, maybe get some rapid fire shots into the. And these plasma guys have stayed still as well. So I'm going to start with the Oath of Moment. So we're going into these guys. But before we start that, we are going to do some Overwatch with the Dire Avengers into the Scouts. So they're going to use their 1 CP they've gained this turn. So here we go. The missiles. 1 hit. Strength 10, so it does wound. And that's pretty much going to kill one guy, isn't it? So it actually doesn't. Okay, so that's 1 down to 1 wound. And then the Tempest Launcher. For 9 shots, pretty consistent. 9 shots coming in. 6s. Nothing. So the Scouts survive the Overwatch from the Dark Reapers. So we'll stay with the Scouts, and they're just going to shoot across at the Oath of Moment target just down here, the Dire Avengers. So D6 shots with the missile. 5. In fact, that's a lie. They can do that. They are gone into assault. So we're just going to move past that. We're going to move on to, see, well remembered, caught that, this unit here. So we're going to say that's the 5 shots from this missile launcher downtown. So hitting on 4s, reroll. Okay, strength 4, so 3s to wound. 2s to wound actually with Oath of Moment. But these will all be on the threats. Oh gosh. 3 Dire Avengers hit the dust in a frag explosion. Okay. Four bottle shots coming in. Reroll. 2s to wound. Calling that 2, we're good. And then 3s again. It's gone somewhere. Another 2 Dire Avengers fall. They are falling fast. Could this be a complete wipeout from the Marines? The captain with his bolter hits and wings. That is a save this time around. So that's it. The flame is going to be out of range. So we're going to move into the building coming through. So that should be 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I'm missing a Marine there. So frag. 2 shots. 4s. Rerolling. 2 to wound. And then 3 ups. Good. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bolter shots coming in. Hit on 3s, but re-rolling for Oath. And then 2s to wound, which is just scary at the moment. They're just getting shredded by bolter fire. So I've got 4 3-ups and 4 3-ups. So that's 2 dead. And a final 3-up. So is Exarch and 1 Dire Avenger left. Flame is going to be out of range. And then that just leaves the Librarian. So, Librarian. 3 shots. Hit on 3. Rerolling. Not quite sure what I did that. So 2 hits. And then strength 5, so 2s to wound. -1, but +1 for cover. So 4 ups now. Both saves. The Librarian Psychic cannot get through. So 2 Dire Avengers, the Exarch and the Lone Warrior survive. So just coming around the corner, this ATV is Melter into Warwalker and its guns into the Guardians. So it's the Guardians. Just 1 hit. That's a 3 to wound, and then that will be not a save. So Guardian just chipped off, and then the multi-melter. Both hits. 3s to wound. 1 goes through. 5 up inbound. No, and that is D6 just for the one. Yeah, I think all CP has been used up, so that's pretty desperate. So that is the Warwalker down to 5 wounds, and then just going to put this Rhino Stormbolter in. 2 hits, 1 wound. It's a save, so no more damage. So this Rhino is just going to hold a fire until the plasma go in. So it's 2d3 into the Guardians on the hill. So that is 3, 4, 5 shots, 6, 7, 8, 9 due to blast. We are not overcharging, so 3s. Okay, that's not bad shooting. 2s to wound. This will be -2, so 6s, but cover, so 5 up saves. Okay, that's the Guardian armor is working, so it just drops 1 of the Guardians off the hill. Okay, and now just the Stormbolter. 2 hits. 2 wounds. 2 threats. Okay. I think that pretty much concludes the Marine shooting. So a little bit of chip damage on the Guardians over there. Lost a couple of Guardians over there. And then the Dire Avengers took the brunt of the pain. So charges then. Scouts into the Fire Dragons. 8. They will make it in. So 2 attacks from the Scout. Both hit. 3s to wound. 1 wound, and this will be a save. That's a save. And then the Sergeant with his chainsword. What damage can he do? Can he be a hero? Hits 3 times. Just the 1 wound, unfortunately. And that's a save, so it's just a stalemate. So, Fire Dragons will clap back. 10 attacks back. 9 hits, wounding on 5s. Just the 1 wound. And that kills that scout with a missile launcher. So, moving on to Eldar, turn to movement phase. So, what has happened? The Eldar have used feigned retreat. Fire Dragons have stepped back, which means they can shoot and charge, which means probably the end of that scout, but has pushed back the Fire Dragons for another turn. Dire Avengers, they failed their battle shock. However, the Exarch knows the mission to wipe out and stop any information leaving this planet. So they have advanced, they have moved ready to engage in combat. Wind Riders have broken cover and taken down this flank. Got a couple of options to shoot into the captain or into the plasma, depending on how the Guardians on the hill, who remain still, get on. Use a battle focus token to get an extra movement onto the Wraith Blades. They are eyeing up a 7-inch charge into this Rhino, and then over on the back, the Guardians just shuffled a little bit to get a better angle in at this ATV, hoping to wipe it out this turn. So we go straight into the shooting phase. I think it's a bit of for formality, but these Fire Dragons are going into this scout, both wounds, that will wipe out the scout. The Exarch orders his lone companion to fire straight ahead. So we have 3 hits. Strength 4, 4s to wound. 2 wounds, -1. No cover here. So this is 4 ups. 1 save, 1 didn't. So 1 takes a Dark Reaper's Tempest Launcher is going to go into this unit indirect. And then these 4 shots are going to go downtown at that rhino. So let's start with the 4 shots. So it's 2 hits. That's 1 wound. Or was it 2 wounds? Quick check of the codex. It says 2 wounds, toughness 9 on rhino. So might no cover here. So 5 ups. Makes one, fails one. So that is a big 6. So hits hard. And then the Tempest launcher for 9. Very consistent. Threes. Fours. 3 up saves. Okay, so pass on a wound. And this guy dies. Okay. Jet bike into Captain Ixion's remaining unit. 36 scatter laser shots. 3s to win. 3s to save. So we have 1, 2, 3 dead Marines. So 18 shots off the hill down into the plasma team. This unit has been accurate. Oh, drop dice don't count, right? 4 wound. They will be getting a 3 up saves. Okay, so 1 wound. Bright Lance misses. So just 1 wound off of the plasma team hiding and taking cover. So that brings the final bit of shooting around the back to try and see if we can get rid of this ATV again. So the War Walker, Shuriken Cannon, 2 lethals, so 2 3 up saves, fail both, so is now down to 2 wounds. Bright Lance hits, fails to wound. Okay, onto the Guardians, Shuriken Cannon. So lethal on a hit, fails to wound, 3 up save. That makes it. And then we've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 16 shots coming in from Shuriken catapults. Hitting on 3s. Wound on 5s. They definitely found their mark. And 3 up saves. That's 3 wounds. That will kill it. So that is a dead ATV. So I think that is the first. No, the Predator. So that's the second casualty of the Marines. So this flank is looking very, very bare. On to the charge phase, and the Librarian shouts, Overwatch! The Marine with the flamer hits the trigger for 2. Also hits. Wound on 3s. Both wound, no AP, so 4 ups. No! So that is this guy dead, and the Exarch down to 1. Librarian for 1 shot, hitting the 6. No. Missile launcher doing frag for 3. 6s. 1 hit. Oath of Monia, so that is a wound. Save. It does save. And we've got 1, 2, 6 bolt shots coming in 6s. And it's re-rolling because of Oath of Moment. 2 wounds, and then 4 up saves. No. Overwatch. Librarian's decision clears out the Avengers before they can get into combat. I think with that, that is the end of Eldar turn 2. A lot of damage having this unit. They will need a battle shock, which they pass, and then scouts wiped out, ATV wiped out. How will these Marines survive the next few turns? Hold on a minute. Wraith Blades wanted a 7-inch charge into this Rhino, and they fail. So back to where we are. So Captain Ixion has ordered everyone into the safety of the Rhinos, apart from him. He realizes the Librarion is one of the information that's important. He gets to the battle barge to relay the information that is found about these kind of Necron-looking artifacts that are glowing. So, real consolidation here. Both out of line of sight, taking out 2 these units for eternity. Will not be able to get range or sight. And then just down here, the captain has taken it upon himself to have a go at these Wind Riders coming down the flank. So we are going to start with shooting phase. So we're going to try and clear out the unit on the top. So plasma cannons out of the top. So it's 2d3 shots. So that is 3 5 shots. And now oathed, I should say. Sorry. So re-rolling. There's no overcharge here. Sorry. Yeah, 3 hits. This would be 2 to wound. And then 5 up saves, 4 up saves, 5 up saves. So 2 more Guardians. Pop the clogs. Bolt of fire, storm bolt of fire. Rerolling. 2 to wound. 1 wound save. Nope. So that's another Guardian gone. And then rinse and repeat over here. So frag missile over to there for 3 shots. In force. Reroll. Okay, and 2 swing. Yep. This will be 3 up saves because of cover. So 1 more Guardian dies. Okay. That's just the guys poking out the top. So that goes on to this unit. So the Flamer. 5 shots. 4 swing. 4 to save. So 1 takes a wound. Put it on the front one, make the charge longer. Bolter from the captain, both hit, 4 wounds, no wounds, and bolt pistol hits, fails to wound. So very short term for Marines, just leaves this charge. 6. I think that will get them in. So the captain is going to strike first with his finest hour. So he has 5 attacks with Power Fist, 3 for his finest hour, and 1 for the Honour Vehement. So these will be hitting on 2s. This could be painful for the jet pilots. And then wounding on, sorry, I should have said a popping lance as well. So wounding on 2s, 2 wounds. These will be 6 up saves, each doing 2 damage each. The captain goes nuts and he just completely wipes out every single Wind Rider. He's determined to remain on this battlefield. On to Eldar, turn 3. So, getting really interesting now. So, the Marines are just consolidating this small part of the battle grid. And there's felt like a lot of Eldar are out of position, but they've called upon their battle host and they've got moving. So the Fire Dragons have moved an advance of 6 plus their battle focus. So that was a big move over to here to start putting the pressure on. Again, Wraith Blades moved with their battle focus, and they've caught back up there. And again, through here, Guardians kept themselves out of line of sight, but pushed through the building, and the War Walker has just turned the corner Trying to put some shots down here. The noose is tightening. Can the Marines survive? So, starting with the Warwalker, hitting this Rhino here. So, bright lights. It's a hit. That's not a wound. I'm going to use a CP reroll on this. That is a wound. So it's -3, but getting cover. So this is going to be a 5-up save. Doesn't make it. D6 plus 2 for 3 damage. Shuriken Cannon. Lethal. 2 hits. 5 to wound. -1 but +1 for cover. Both save. So onto the Guardians up here. So they are going to put everything's going into this Rhino. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 shuriken catapults coming in. 6 is the wound. I think 4. Yep. Just a 1 wound. 3-up save. No. So it chips another wound off. So down to 6 wounds on this Rhino. Okay. So I just think that leaves the Tempest launcher hitting and aiming over here. So I think he's rolled 9 for shots every time so far. So 11. Okay, so hitting on 3s. Winning on 4s. It's good shooting techs, and then this will be 3-up saves. Oh, 1 dead Marine, and the Sergeant is down to a wound. Okay, I should have declared it in the movement phase, but the Spirit say it's going to put a Spirit mark onto this Rhino, which means these guys get sustained hits. And then we're going to go for an 8-inch charge, and we have got a reroll this time. So 8 inches. No. Command point. No. Could this battle be going the way of the Marines? The noose is tightening. The Marines still survive. Marines turn 3. The tactical genius of a Space Marine captain can never be questioned. So after being told to get into cover of the Rhino, Librarion has been now ordered to clear this southern flank of the battle grid. So the tactical squad, the Librarian, disembarked from the Rhino and just hidden behind this wall, ready for a charge. Wraith blades have been oath of momented. The captain has got into this Rhino and joined the remains of the Devastator squad. And this Rhino is just backed up here to block the entrance of the building from the Wraith Blades. It's really getting close. Will the Eldar be able to clear this battle grid, or will the Marines get off this planet? So, starting with plasma cannons and the open top. So 2d3 shots plus 2. So that's 2, 3, 5 shots. 4s. Reroll it. Okay, not great. And then that will wound 4-up in ones. No, so that takes 1 wound off a Wraith Blade. Hunter Killer Missile. Probably should have done it first. Hits, wounds, saves, and then Bolter. Both hit. 4s. Doesn't save. So it's 2 wounds off a Wraith Blade. On to the next one. So he'll be in rapid fire range. So Storm Bolter. Rerolling. And that is 1 wound. Save. Yes. Hunter Killer. Hits. wounds save, yes. So not great shooting, but that is not the plan. The plan is this. And so charge from the Librarian. 8, make it in. So the Librarian and his tactical squad are in, and we're going to start with the Marines. So we have popped Lance for +1 to wound, so we'll be wounding on 2. So hitting on 3s, wounding on 2s, 2 1s, nice, and then 3 up saves. Okay, so 1 fire dragon falls. Onto the sergeant. All hit. 2s to wound, 3 wounds. -1's 4 ups. Another fire dragon falls, and then the Librarian with his force weapon. 3 hits. 2s to wound. -1, so 4 up saves. Makes 1, so that's the 2 others. Just the Exarch back, and the Exarch will now 2 attacks, both hit. 5s to wound. No wounds. That could be a problem as Marines consolidate. It's almost worked out perfectly for the Marines because they now cannot be targeted here. Okay, Eldar, turn 4. So Eldar turn 4, movement, and the battle host ability has been used to shift across this battlefield with pace and guile and swiftness. The noose closes in even tighter. This Exarch, veteran of many battles, passed everything he needed to pass to get out and wiggle his way out of the noose that was around his neck and surrounded by Marines, which puts them right into the firing lane. And we've used 1 command point for feigned retreat, so there will be firepower coming in hot into this unit. Dark Reapers stay positioned high up, and then everything else is just closed in where possible. So we're going to start from furthest away for the shooting phase, and a las cannon is going, bright lance is going into this rhino. So it hits, and that'll be 3s to wound, and it doesn't wound. Okay, 1, 2. Shark and catapults coming in. And these will be wounding on 6s. Just 1 wound. Fails to save, so down to 9 wounds. Okay. The Warwalker does the same. So, shotgun cannons. 2 hits. 1 wound. Makes the save. And then the Guardians. So these will now have additional AP. So, shotgun cannon hits once. Fails to wound. 18 shuriken cannons. Should have said shuriken catapults. 6s to wound. And these will be AP 2 now, so 5 ups. Next one, so the rhino is now taking 3 wounds down to 7. Okay, we'll move on to the south side of this grid. So this Fire Dragon Exarch is going to put and try and get rid of this rhino. He hits. 12. Can reroll wounds against vehicles. Wounds -4. Getting cover. So he makes the save. The rhino survives. The machine spirit refuses to take damage. Okay, so this takes us all the way around on top of this hill. So the Eldar are going to use a CP for sustained hits 1, and then the Marines are going to be using Armor of Contempt. So we've got 4 shots coming in from the missiles. Okay, 3 hits, 2 to wound, 3 wounds, and then these will now be 4 up saves. In fact, it doesn't make any difference because the Librarion gives them a 4 up invuln. So that is 2 dead Marines. And then Tempest Launcher, who's done really well so far. It's another 8. Hitting on 3s. Not so good hitting, even though they're in the open. 4s and 3s. So another one takes a wound. So some small amount of damage coming in. Only 2 Marines drop. Okay, and then on to charges. Sure, they can't fail this time after failing 2 previous charges. And 11. They are in. Spirit City might as well go for it as well. Yes, he is in as well. Let's get coherency right. Okay, come back to the fight phase. Okay, so starting with the Wraith Blades. Now, we're going to use the Spirit Seer for sustained hits 1, which I should have declared in the movement phase, but hey, we're going to go with it. So, hit on 4s. Doesn't look too good. Oh no, it's not too bad. It's probably about right. And then 2 go back in for the sustained, which is nice. And then this will be wounding on 5s. Not good. -2. Makes 1, fails 1. So that is 2 damage, taking that Rhino down to 5. And the Spirits here both hit. 6s. Gets a wound. Save. No. D3 damage for 1. Down to 4 for that Rhino. So the Rhino attacks back. It's going to go into the Spirits here. 1 hit. No. 6, that will wound. But that is a save. So that is Eldar turn 4. Going to Marines turn 4. What will they do? Not a lot to do for the Marines, really. So we've now got this has gone up and self-repaired by a wound. This Rhino is repaired by a wound, and you might notice everyone's got into this Rhino. This has been designated the escape vehicle to get off this battle grid. So the Oath of Moment will be the Dark Reapers up here, and then yeah, just a small bit of shooting from the open top. So gonna do the plasma cannons going into the Dark Reapers. So that is 3 shots again, plus blast. That's 4 shots. 4s re-rolling. Okay, and I'll re-roll it with CP. That's 2 wounds, -2, getting cover, 1 saved, both saved, and then the Storm Bolter. Re-rolling. And 2s to wound. And 3 up saves. Takes 1 Dark Reaper down. So that leaves a charge and a tank shock coming up. 8. Just getting further and further away. Come around here. And then tank shock. I think he is gone. And then on to this fight here. So defenders fight first. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Hit on 4s. Two go back in. 5 to win. 2 wins. Fails both saves. It's down to 1. Now 3 attacks on the spirit set. 2 hits. 2 wounds. 1 saved, 1 not. So I'm guessing that's down to like 1 wound or something. I'll go and check in a second. And then spirit set. 2 attacks. 1 hit. Fails to wound. Okay, that is Marine's turn 4. Eldar, turn 5. Can they finish it? So, the sole focus of the Aeldari and his spirit set is this rhino and getting rid of any Marines. So, I'm going to start with Dark Reapers. I'm going to use Sustained again. So, 3. Oh, that's pretty good. So that's 2 go back in. And then this will be 3s to wound. Not getting cover from here. 5 ups. 1 save. This could be it. 2d6 damage. 4. The command point. 5. Down to 3 wounds remaining. Tempest Launcher. 5. 3s. Followed by 6s. 2 wounds. 1 save, 1 not, down to 2. That started. So, should have started Warwalker already to get the additional AP, but a bit silly. So, Warwalker now. Shuriken Cannons. Fails to wound, but it did hit. Bright Lights. Hits. Wounds. Save. No. D6 plus 2. Will it explode? No. So, that is it. That is the Rhino cracked. So, the Marines have disembarked on their wreckage. So, Devastators. Take a wound. Captain's unit. Okay. And Librarian unit takes 2 wounds. So, Librarian managed to get out of any line of sight, getting behind cover. Devastator Sergeant went, save yourselves. You step forward to take any charge, backed up by the captain, still understanding the importance of the Librarian getting off this battle grid. Could there be other charges? Could there be other things going on? So, still to shoot, we have a Guardian unit over there, and we have a Guardian unit here. So, starting this Guardian unit, they might as well try and chip away. So, the hit from the Bright Lines into the Rhino. It's a wound, and it's a failed save. Does that explode? No. So, it's just infantry left on this battle grid. So, last bit of shooting then. So, it is 18 shots coming in from the Guardians into the Devastator unit. And then we are going to put the Shuriken Cannon into the Captain's unit. 18 shots coming in. Force the wound. It's not good at all. Just the 2 wounds. And 1 failed save. So 1 Marine down. That's 2 failed saves actually. So that's 1 dead Marine because of the Warwalker's extra AP. And then the Shuriken Cannon into 2 hits. 1 wound. Fails to save. So Sergeant is taken down. So the Captain stands alone. In a desperate attempt to prevent any Marines leaving this battle grid, the Spirit Seer has ordered charges from anyone in the vicinity of a Marine. The Dark Reapers have got in. Will they be able to do any damage? So clear it out. The Wraithblades made it in to the Devastators. The Guardians made it into Devastators. An heroic move. The Marine Captain is going to heroically intervene. Onto the fight phase. 8 desperate attacks from the Dark Reapers. Wounding on 5s. Not a single wound from the Dark Reapers. Captain heroically intervening into the Guardians. Hits 5 times. 2s to wound. Should have said Guardians. And then 6s. 4 Guardians fall to the Captain's Power Fist. Wraithblades into the Devastators. That's some poor hitting techs. 3s. And that is the Devastators wiped out. Into the Dark Reapers. Sergeant. 2 hits. I think they were Oath of Moment, weren't they? 2 hits. 2s to wound. Saves. 1 more dead. Librarian. 2s. 1 more dead. Somehow I've managed to get 2 exiles in there. I don't know how I've done that. And then 4 attacks from Marines. 4 wound. 1 more dead. So the Exarch stands there trying to prevent Marines leaving this grid. So where does that leave us? This Captain Ixion, has used all his guile and experience to try and leave this battle grid with the information that is so important for his chapter. He'll go down in history to this day, and these tactics and maneuverability will be studied in depth by other up-and-coming lieutenants and captains. This day has used transports and movement to escape, and he has left the tactical doctrine as his final piece of genius to move away, fall back, and escape this battle grid with the Librarion and himself to fight another day and unravel the mystery of these glowing pylons. The Eldar Spirit Seer, desperate to try and reduce and prevent anyone leaving with the secrets of this site, will now spend time discovering it themselves. Will there be further conflict? Will there be further battle between these two factions when they actually discover the meaning of this? Happy wargaming.